Hi everyone, this is Kate. Welcome back to my wondernetting channel. In today's video, we're gonna crochet this leopard print crochet skirt using Tapestry Crochet. I know Tapestry Crochet can look pretty intimidating, but I found a stitch that is perfect for Tapestry Crochet. First of all, you don't have to deal with long yarn floats on the wrong side of your work. As you can see, my skirt looks the same on both the front and the back. Second, this stitch keeps your color work nice and straight instead of leaning to one side. And on top of that, your yarn doesn't get all twisted up every time you switch colors. So today I'll show you exactly how to make it. If you enjoy learning new crochet techniques or if you enjoy my videos, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new here, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new tutorials. You'll find the writing pattern with the color work chart in the iSTITCHER app. This is app my husband created for our crochet and knitting community. There you can create any kinds of crochet or knitting charts using symbols, make color work charts, and for this project we'll be using exactly the color work chart. It's called Points Grid in the app. This app also includes a bunch of helpful calculators for crocheting and knitting and other tools just to keep track on your projects and just save your project there. So be sure to check it out. The link you will find in the first pinned comment or in the description below this video. Here's the finished skirt one more time. Isn't it gorgeous? Alright, enough talking, let's get started. I'll be using France Cotton 86 from Hobby for this project. It's 100% cotton and it's my favorite yarn for pretty much everything I make. If you'd like to try it too, you can use my discount code for an extra discount. You'll find all the links down in the description below. Just keep in mind that the discount is only available during this period, so make sure to grab it while it's active. We'll need about 300 grams of yarn for the whole skirt. I used around 305 grams for a size S/M. That worked out to 1 skein of brown, 3 skeins of beige and 3 skeins of black. I'll be using a 4.5mm hook. For the waistband though, you can go down to a 3.5mm or 4mm hook if you want a tighter ribbing. We are going to start with the waistband, make a foundation chain. The number of chains will determine the width of your waistband. I'm making 10 chains, but you can make yours wider or narrower if you prefer. Starting in the second chain from the hook, work single crochets across. Feel free, half double crochets or double crochets will work too. When you reach to the end, chain 1, turn your work and starting in the second stitch from the hook, work single crochets into the back loops only. For the very last stitch, work it through both loops. At the end of the row, chain 1, turn and repeat the same thing for the next row, starting in the second stitch and working into the back loops only. Keep repeating these rows until your waistband is long enough to fit comfortably around the place where you want your skirt to sit. It can be right at your waist or a little lower. I'll be wearing mine slightly below my waist. This is how long mine turned out. Since this skirt is made to fit your own measurements, I'm not giving an exact stitch count here, just keep trying it on as you go. When folded in half, my waistband measures 37.5 centimeters and it's 4 centimeters tall. For reference, my hip's circumference is 95 centimeters. Now let's join the waistband, insert your hook into the matching stitch. On the other side, pull up a loop, chain 1, then insert your hook into the next stitch and work slip stitches through the back loops to seam the two ends together. Once the waistband is joined, cut the black yarn and switch to the beige yarn. This is also a good time to switch to your larger hook if you're using one. Next, we'll be working a special stitch called the extended single crochet. Insert your hook right next to the seam into the very top stitch of the waistband row, right here, pull up a loop and chain 1. Insert your hook back into that same stitch and make a single crochet. Then insert your hook into this loop and work one more single crochet, so you'll end up with single crochet worked on top of single crochet. No, it's not an extended single crochet yet. This is how we'll start every round, so keep that in mind. It helps make the seam much less noticeable. Now let's work the extended single crochet. You'll see these open spaces all the way around the waistband. Into each open space work one extended single crochet. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through just the first loop on your hook like this. Then yarn over again and pull through the remaining 2 loops. So this is an extended single crochet, and we'll be working the whole skirt with extended single crochet. Now move to the next open space and work another extended single crochet, then into the next open space, work another one, and keep going all the way around. Continue working one extended single crochet into every open space until you've gone all the way around the waistband. Once you reach the end of the round, join with a slip stitch into the very first stitch right here. I recommend placing a stitch marker in the first stitch, it makes it much easier to find later. Without chaining, turn your work and insert your hook right into that first stitch right here. Make a single crochet on top of single crochet just like we did before. Remember this method because we'll use it to start every round. Starting with the next round, we'll also begin making increases on the sides of the skirt. We'll only keep increasing at the sides until a certain point, then we'll stop. To find your increase points, simply fold the skirt in half and mark the stitches at both sides edges. Try to keep the seam slightly off to the side, not directly on one of those marked stitches. Those 2 marked spots are where we'll make all of our increases. Now let's look at the chart. You can find it in the iSTITCHER app. I like to turn on the highlighting feature, which highlights each row as I work. You can even switch it to highlighting each individual stitch, so it's really easy to keep track of where you are and how many color blocks you have finished. So for this first round, work 9 beige stitches, then 3 black stitches, and the rest in beige. We'll keep working in the round like this. Once you finish the first color row, just start it over again from the beginning. You'll keep repeating the same first color row until you've completed the first section of the skirt, the first round of the skirt. Until it's time to switch colors, just work one extended single crochet into every stitch. For this section, we need to make 9 stitches. When you get to the color change, don't finish the last stitch, leave 2 loops on your hook, pick up the black yarn and pull it through those 2 loops to finish the stitch. Leave a short yarn tail, you can crochet over it right away to hide it. Don't cut the beige yarn, instead carry it along inside your stitches. Now work the next 3 extended single crochets in black. The beige yarn stays hidden inside the stitches, so we'll be carrying all of our colors throughout the project. After those 3 black stitches, don't finish the last one whenever we change colors. We always leave the last stitch unfinished and complete it with a new color. So pick up the beige yarn again and finish that last stitch with beige. Now keep working with the black yarn carried inside your stitches. Continue following the chart, making extended single crochets and hiding the black yarn inside as you go. Make sure to gently pull the carried yarn every now and then. You want to keep it neat, but don't pull it too tightly or your fabric will start to pucker. Work to the end of the round, then start the chart over again. You'll come to another set of 3 black stitches and you'll just keep repeating that pattern all the way around. You could cut the black yarn every time and rejoin it for each color section, but I really don't recommend doing that. It's much easier to carry the black yarn inside the stitches. Yes, you might see a tiny bit of it through the fabric, but it's barely noticeable and it saves you a ton of time viewing the ends later. We'll also be adding a third color later on, and we'll carry the one inside the stitches the same way. When you reach your stitch marker, it's time for an increase. Work 3 extended single crochets into the same stitch. Then place the stitch marker back into the middle stitch of those 3. You can follow the chart to keep the color pattern looking right around the increase. Later, I'll show you a little trick for crocheting this leopard print even without relying on the chart. Then keep working as usual until you reach the next marker. At that marker, make another increase by working 3 stitches into the same stitch and place the marker back into the middle stitch again. As you can see, at the beginning I wasn't carrying the black yarn inside the stitches, and this is what it looks like. Later I started carrying the black yarn inside, and this is how it turned out. Like I mentioned before, I definitely recommend carrying the yarn inside your stitches. It'll save you a lot of time later because you won't have nearly as many ends to view in. I've finished the first round now. Don't worry if your color pattern doesn't line up perfectly at the join, that's completely normal. Leave the black yarn hanging, join the first stitch with a slip stitch, and without chaining, simply turn your work. Now we are starting round 2. From this point on, I actually recommend following the color blocks in the chart instead of counting stitches. Since we're increasing on the sides, your stitch count will keep changing and the chart doesn't account for those extra stitches. It's much easier to look at the shape of spots and follow those. Start the round the same way as always by making a single crochet on top of single crochet. This is how we'll begin every round. This is now the right side of the skirt. Pick up the black yarn again and keep carrying it inside your stitches. When you're working on the wrong side, try to keep the carried yarn a little closer to you. When you're working on the right side, keep it behind the stitches away from you. It helps everything stay neat. Keep crocheting as usual until you reach the next color change. This round doesn't have any increases, just crochet straight past the stitch markers. From now on, we'll alternate. One round with increases, one round without increases. Just remember that pattern all the way through. When you get to the black section, don't finish the last beige stitch. Switch to the black yarn to complete it. Crochet the required number of black stitches, then switch back to beige the same way by finishing the last black stitch with the beige yarn. That's really all there is to it, just work the whole round to the end. Now we're ready for round 3, where we'll introduce the third color. Start the round the same way as always with a single crochet on top of a single crochet. and keep carrying the black yarn inside your stitches until you reach the first brown section. When it's time to switch colors, leave the last stitch unfinished, grab the brown yarn and finish the same stitch with brown. At this point, you'll be carrying two strands inside your stitches, the beige and the black yarn. Work the required number of brown stitches while carrying both yarns inside. When it's time to switch back, leave the last brown stitch unfinished, pick up the black yarn, gently tighten all of your carried strands and finish this stitch with black. Now while you're crocheting in black, you'll be carrying the beige and brown yarns inside your stitches. This is the method I recommend using for the rest of the skirt. Instead of cutting the yarn once each color ends, you'll now be carrying two strands inside the stitches. It does make the fabric a little thicker, but that's actually a good thing here because the skirt won't be thin through. Of course, if your chart only uses the third color or the fourth, fifth color, in a few small areas, you can cut the brown yarn instead, viewing the ends and rejoin it whenever you need it again. That will keep your fabric a little lighter, but personally I'd rather carry it throughout. It saves a lot of time later because you don't have to deal with viewing in dozens of loose ends. From here, just keep repeating the pattern. Whenever you reach a stitch marker on an increase round, work 3 stitches into the same stitch and place the marker back into the middle stitch. On the next round, don't increase. Just keep alternating one round with increases and one round without increases. Continue increasing until the width of your skirt, when folded flat, reaches half of your hip measurements. For me, my hips measure about 95-96 centimeters, so I kept increasing until my skirt measured about 48 centimeters across when folded in half. You can make yours just a little wider if you like a looser fit. Once you reach that width, remove the stitch markers and stop increasing. From there, simply crochet straight down, repeating the leopard print pattern until the skirt reaches your desired length. When you are happy with the length, finish the bottom edge with one round of slip stitches. It gives the hem a much cleaner finish. And that's it! This skirt is actually really simple to make. Tapestry crochet isn't nearly as difficult as it looks, especially if you use the extended single crochet. It keeps the stitches nice and straight instead of leaning to the side, makes color changes much cleaner, and the yarns don't twist around each other nearly as much. If you'd like, you can thread a drawstring through the waistband or insert an elastic band. Here's the finished skirt. I think it turns out so fun, really unique and super on trend. Like I mentioned earlier, I'll leave the chart in the iSTITCHER app. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment, and the pattern will be available in the template tab. Let me know in the comments what you think of this skirt and whether you are going to make one yourself. And don't forget, there's also a discount code for the hobby yarn. You'll find all the links down in the description below this video. I thank you for watching this video, I'm sure you did as well. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments or DM me on my Instagram. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, kitties!